Never take my sunshine away, sunshine away. Never take my sunshine away, sunshine away. Never take my sunshine away, sunshine away. Never take my.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to NXT with NaJee, episode 93. Y'all already know what it is. We are a part of the Whip Show, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka the Whip Show. So nice, you got to say it twice. And also a part of BodySlam.net. What up, y'all? Another crazy week. Another wild week of NXT action. I'm going to hit you guys with the notes first before we get started, before we get to the guest is and we get to talking about these matches. First couple of notes I have is shout out to the Michigan guy in the front row this week with the Michigan hat on. I see you, dog. I don't even know who you are, but hell yeah. Secondly, I was going to sit there and talk about the North American title and give you some notes on that, but we're going to do this episode a little bit differently today. We are going to talk about the matches very briefly, try to fly through them as much as we can, because today my special guest is a man you might recognize from the PC crowd, a very, very good friend of mine, Dave Lee's tag team partner in crime. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my boy. And what up, though? What's up, brother?
What's good?
What's good, man? We got you on the show finally.
It's a long time coming, right?
I know we've been talking about it forever, bro. But how you been? How's everything going?
Good, man. I'm good. Trying to rest up a little bit, recoup a little bit, try to get ready for that next NXT show.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. So always starting off, I gotta ask the first question. What is your origin story when it comes to NXT? I know you've been going there for at least 2 or 3 years now, consistently every single Tuesday. But what is your origin story as to how you fell in love with NXT and got into the PC?
Man, it's crazy. So I've been watching NXT for years, like the black and gold days, of course. Prime NXT going on with Finn and everything. When Finn debuted, actually, when he came in, Prince Devitt turned into Finn Balor. I was watching since then.
That's awesome.
And the way it's actually mind-boggling to me till this day how I just bumped into NXT, like just being able to go and everything. And it was all coincidental. Like it all started with I just wanted to see if there was a community. I found the community, and then I found access to be able to attend. And I always knew NXT was in Orlando, but I was like, like the average Joe Schmo, like how you get there.
Yeah.
And by the time I discovered the process and everything, I was like, there's no way it's that simple. This gotta be somebody faking an account. You know what I mean? Internet is nothing but lies or something. I was like, it's gotta be cap. So by the time I was able to go and I went to my first show, I was like, okay. Watching it in person is a completely different relationship, a completely different experience. Like, if you love wrestling, going is just any show. I recommend any show. It doesn't even have to be NXT specifically. But man, when I went to NXT, I was like, it opened my mind up, and the community was so welcoming. Everybody was so embracing. You and the rest of the crew, y'all just took us in, and I fell in love with it since.
Yeah, man, I love it. I miss you guys every day, every single day. That's why WrestleMania was great. But whew, y'all wore me out, bro. But, I'm planning on trying to get back this summer at some point in time. Might be moving back. Might be moving. Might not be moving. Who knows? We're still kind of up in the air right now. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see y'all again, because that was a good time. That one day that I came for literally 24 hours.
It felt like a family reunion, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hop into these matches. There's only 5 matches tonight. Our last night's episode of NXT. We're going to kind of casually go through them, because then we are going to talk about the state of NXT, because I think that needs to be talked about. It's a lot going on. On. All right, so starting off with match number one. Match number one, we got Jada versus Callie Armstrong. Now, this match was great. Match was everything. I mean, it was like a Kendall Gray, Laney Reed fight kind of matchup for me. That's what that felt like when you put them two in the ring. So how did you feel about this match? I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to not be biased here. I'm doing my best to not be angry. I'm trying to see the full picture.
It was hard, man, because I was like, when you want to root for two people so passionately and they put a match like this in front of your face, it's like, your hands is tied. My hands was tied the whole night. I was
Man,
I stuck with my Jada Parker shtick. I love Jada to death. There's not a thing nobody could tell me or what Jada could do that'll ever make me leave Jada's heart.
exactly. I
But
feel the same.
man, Callie, bro, she just came in hot. She was the one, and that finisher move, bro, it is so it's the perfect move for her. I think it's the perfect move. It shows strength, speed. You don't gotta lift nobody. You don't
Mhm.
have to worry about like size and
Perfect. But
it's
damn,
it's hard, bro.
again, Jada. Again, like why can't we get past her just taking L's? She even found a new
Before it
corner
was
to sit
like
in this time. She wasn't even on the ground. She sat in the ring upset this time.
it was like it's like the growing thing with having the big match. She can't overcome winning the big one. Now it seems like, she can't even win A1. That
Yeah,
hurt, man. It,
like
it, it hurt.
why is she not next after Lola? Like that's
Why is
who
she
I
not 1-on-1, 1A, 1B?
already.
You know,
I don't know. I don't
at
know.
least North American.
Yeah, something. It's about that time. But all right. So long story short, Callie ends up getting the win over Jada Parker. Jada Parker kind of crashes out a little bit later and has a interesting interaction with Natty. So we'll see where that goes. I know she's been spending a lot of time at the dungeon, so we shall see where that goes. Maybe they're gonna cook something up. But all right, match number two. Match number two. You got Jackson Drake versus Jasper Troy. Looks like on paper it should just be an absolute squash match, but of course there's always something up the Vanity Project sleeves. I will say though, what did I have on here? It's funny because you can literally hear Jasper Troy coming before his music even hits. You caught it as clear as day on TV this week with the chains of Changalangin. But it was still good to see him come out. But Jackson Drake held his own using his speed and kind of trying to go against Jasper's power, even though Jasper was still a dog and still kicked his ass. But that's all you can do really against somebody that big is that you have to be faster than him. But just when it looked like Jasper was about to murder Jackson Drake, Big Money Micah came and saved the day. Saved the day and got him the win. I can't even lie. How do you feel about my dog? My dog Micah in the Vanity Project now. Apparently she's dating Jackson Drake.
Little controversial on that one. Not gonna lie, but I like what they're doing with it. She just fits well in with them. Like at first, I was like, "What y'all going for here?" But the way how she just kind of smoothed in that promo from last week,
Mm-hmm.
going into this week, she seemed flawless in there, and then delivering the power slam on Jasper. Come on, man.
It's a big man too.
Come on, man. We saw Jasper go against Oba. We saw
Yeah,
what that looked like,
we synced it, and it wasn't bad. So you mean
and
to
she
tell
went and
me
did that casually.
casually, super casually? But big win for Jackson Drake. Uh, big moment for my dog, Big Money. I'm always gonna call her that. It used to be Big Money Bailey, but they changed her name, so now it's Big Money Micah. Let's go.
Big money,
And we'll see what comes out of that. I guess I think next week. I think they said a tag match potentially. I can't remember if that's what it was, but I just give it a short amount of time before we see her in there in a mixed tag match. If not, wrestling dudes. Just saying,
word.
I can see it easily.
Shoot, shout out to Jackson too, man.
Shout out to Jackson.
Future of NXT.
It
Future
really
of
is though.
NXT.
That's a future champ right there for sure. Him and Miles, I feel like are gonna headline a Stand and Deliver together one time. I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like that's gonna happen. Speaking that into existence. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next match. Match number 3. Speaking of a mixed tag match, there it is. You have Mr. Iguana and Lola versus Nico and Izzy. I really do like seeing Nico wrestle on TV. It's awesome because he is the reality of wrestling champion. Is that what he is right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's awesome to see him get incorporated in different ways in the actual show instead of just being a body. That's usually what it is.
It's a good look for him too, because I mean, he rarely gets that exposure on NXT. You know, we see him a lot in the corner with Sean and everything, but to really get to see him in the ring and actually see him use his talents to his full leisure, I mean, can't complain honestly.
You can't.
And
And he
he's
looks great,
performing.
dude. And the gear
Yeah,
is fire. I'll give
I
him
gotta
that.
give
The all
Nico
white.
his credit where it's due. He put that thing on. He got it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was dapper clean. I can't hold him.
Yeah, for sure. And like Booker T kept making it a point to talk about why the culling is still working so well as all these other factions seem to be having issues. And he said it's because of Sean Spears. 100%. He said nobody else has a Sean Spears in that locker room. And that's exactly why Izzy is all of a sudden the number 2 girl. And Nico is a champion. So due to some interference with Nico coming in as Lola thought she was about to get the 3 count, that gave Izzy enough time to get her big ass boot across Lola's face and get the 3 count. So now here's my question for you on that. Shout out to Mr. Iguana too, by the way. Great match. It was a little like hard to believe that you were taking on Nico, but we saw the vision and we got the vision and we understood the vision. All right.
For sure.
All right. So my question for you is, how are you feeling about this Izzy Dame push? Like, it is really just skyrocketing to the moon, especially after she just lost a whole entire feud with Tatum. So how are you feeling about that? I know a lot of people feel a little back and forth.
I'm a bit iffy on it. I respect Izzy. I'm not the biggest Izzy guy though, but I respect Izzy and I respect Ball. So by proxy, I respect the Cullen, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little too soon with Izzy. I feel like give her time, let her work with some other people, get a good rivalry, get a good story going. Don't really just kind of force it on us too tough. Let her get a good story in with Lola or whoever else you have in mind before you really just kind of throw her in the threshold of trying title contention.
Mm-hmm. Do you
It's a tough spot.
I was going to say, do you think Lola's on her way out? Like that's why they're kind of going through the motions of her as champion right now, because it feels like it's being rushed almost. Like it still just doesn't feel. I don't know, it just doesn't have it yet.
It hasn't settled. It feels like it feels like something else is coming. I did get that notion, and that's a good point. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good point. I mean, Lola's been in the company for a while, right? She's been in NXT for a while. She's been in NXT for a good minute. So I think the push that they've given her is necessary. She should have had it. I think she should have had it with the North American Championship, and maybe that stint could have made a little more sense to lead it to the NXT title. But now it's kind of like a here you go, like do flowers thing.
Yeah, it's like hey, here you go. I mean, they did the same thing with JC, but JC, it was such a big moment. That's why it was
right.
We'll never forget that. Everybody is still shook about the fact that she beat Stephanie.
I remember everybody's reaction to this day.
Still, like it was yesterday. We that room stopped.
Literally.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to match 4. This one didn't have a graphic on it, so we're gonna go back to this screen. You got the tag match of Hank and Tank, everybody's favorite tag team at the PC, versus Dark State as Cutler and Osiris. Dark State still isn't on the same page except for Cutler and Osiris, because they looked unbelievable during that match. Like, I will say that. Like, towards the end, they looked dominant. Like, it was some like APA type dominant shit that they did at the end of that match.
Man, I'll tell you, like, when we was there in the beginning, I mean, the people that love Hank and Tank gonna love Hank and Tank. But boy, in the beginning of the match, I won't lie to you, it was a little slow. It was a bit stale. It felt kind of repetitive at a certain point. But boy, when they got towards the end of that match, boy, that Dark State started cooking.
Oh my God.
I mean, started reaching in a duffel bag I didn't know Cutler had. I said, hold on.
Yeah, he had like the spin around knee shit that he did, bro. It's crazy.
I was like, brother, you had that the whole time?
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, when they let him loose, it's over. He is too damn big. But basically, Sugars and Dion just cannot get along. They sat back to back and looked away in different directions like they were 12 years old for most of the match. And even during the match, Cutler and Osiris were still babysitting on the outside while still dominating in the ring. But long story short, for this one, Dark State does end up winning, and we will see what happens next week if they stay together. If Dion and Sugar's got to fight, squab it out, I feel like they might need to. But
Somebody
all right,
somebody gotta throw hands at this point. That's
somebody
how we
does.
used to handle it. Throw hands.
Just let them fight. Just put them in the locker room, throw some trash cans in that, lock the door. Just give them 20 minutes.
That's all.
All right. So now main event time. Main event time. Match number 5 is Tony D'Angelo versus Tavion Heights. At the beginning of the show, this match was supposed to be in place of where the Lola Vice match was because they were supposed to be flopped. But Cam Hendricks decided to start crashing out again and attacks Tony. Takes him out technically until Rob Stone finds out that Tony still wants the match. It kind of joins in the middle of this conversation between Tavion and Miles about doing the right thing and taking a risk and yada, yada, yada. So this match was physical as hell. Physical. Like them boys looked each other in the eye during practice and said, let's fuck each other up, bro. All right.
Hey, you head as hard
like,
as you can, I'll head as hard as I can, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, give me a belly, I'll give you a belly. I'll throw you outside, you throw me outside. But it was great. But during the middle of the match, like both of them had the upper hand back and forth throughout the whole damn thing. But in the middle of the match, Cam ends up coming back, even though he apparently got kicked out of the building. But Miles does a flippy flyboy Miles stuff and ends up taking out Cam, which distracts Tavion just long enough for Tony to hit the dead to rights. I think his move, right? Dead to rights? Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. He ends up getting the win. He goes to the corner, shakes Tavion's hand. They both kind of agree to, hey, man, good match, da-da-da-da. And then my big man's, Mason Rook, Mason. I'm just going to call him
Mason.
Yeah, but bro, he is for real. He is here. He's big. He's bad. He'll body slam your dad. That's what they say. But very interested to see what's going to happen there between Tony and Mason, because clearly Mason's going straight for that title, and I think he might actually mess around and get it. They might pull the trigger on him quick, especially with the John Cena. I mean, John Cena has been vouching for him all week ever since he made his debut. John ain't stopped talking about him.
You're not wrong.
And if you get John Cena talking about you, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. All right, so that ends the recap part of the show. We are now going to address the state of the union of NXT. We'll try to keep it with about 15-20 minutes. But we're going to start off with the North American Women's Championship. And the state that it's in. Right now, Tatum Paxley is your current champion, but she's getting chased by everybody. The new girl, Lizzie, is here. Nikita came out on TV, which was great to see Nikita on TV finally.
Always.
Like, of course. And then you got Big Zah in the picture, which is surprising to me because I thought she'd be going for the main title. Now, how are you feeling about this whole new era, new wave of superstars coming in, especially for the women's North American title?
It feels refreshing, and I know that's kind of like a wild statement to make a little bit, but it's refreshing because we're so accustomed to having the women's division just being top notch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course you expect it to be top notch, but when you say certain names out loud, you wouldn't think the current state of NXT right now, as far as women, including men, is in a solid state, right? So when you get to see Zarya come out there and it's like, okay, we know Zarya, this is her time. And then it kind of gets uprooted from under her. And now you got all these new women coming out. You got Nikita coming out, which is so good to have a familiar face back on your TV screen again. Good. It's like, okay,
and there's
nothing to worry. I mean, talking her talk. That girl charisma is, but it's refreshing. It's good to have that again. I mean, it's like having your favorite meal that you haven't had in a while, and it was as good as it tasted it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like we lost some women, we lost some key role players and some people that we probably needed to see a little more of, we still got other key role players that can keep the role going. So it's such a great feeling to have.
And some of them are veterans too. And some of them are veterans too. Like Nikita's been there for a while, which is great to see. Zarya has a very long history in other places before she comes around. Tatum's been there forever, and Tatum has been a great champion. Like so far, just bring back the damn wheel. That's what I want to say. Bring back the wheel.
We need the wheel.
She wants to do an open challenge or something crazy like that. Bring back the wheel. And that's the only way that people can wrestle her is if they spin the wheel. I want it.
You know what, NaJee? We don't even need to get too crazy with it. Just once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks.
Maybe once a month.
Once a month.
Every PLE. Spin the wheel with Tatum at the PLE. There it is. All right. Okay, so now moving on to the men's North American side of things. You got Miles still as your champion, but you're also, God, you have everybody and their sister coming after Miles right now, I feel like. I think this is going to end with Tavion. That's going to be my guess is that's going to be the match. But you got, what's my man's name from, with the hair? Tristan Angels. He's there. Angels. You got Cowboy. What's his name? Yeah,
Tate Wilder.
He's also in the picture. You got another new dude who, I can't remember his name, but he was talking to Vandy Project yesterday. It's a lot. It's so much going on to where, like, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. So how are you feeling about the state of the North American men's title?
The men's North American title scene, I'm a little shaky on. And I'll tell you why. Individually, all these guys are good. Individually, I have no complaints about these guys at all. However, when you throw them in the mix with each other, and now you're trying to figure out chemistry amongst all of them, it gets a little tricky there. And Miles is good. Miles is really good as far as in-ring chemistry. But as far as outside the ring chemistry, I don't know if it's enough to make people care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the ring. I know whoever he's in the ring with, he'll give us a show. He's that good. He's that good of a talent. But as far as out of the ring, why should I care about this match? You know what I mean? Why should I be locked into this title versus Tony D'Angelo, who's got future names, all of them, you know? So it's a little shaky, but I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm trying to see where they're trying to cook with this.
Yeah, me personally, like I said, I hope it somehow leans more into Miles and Tavion and make that a rivalry, because I think that could be a really good time. And I feel like we're getting hints at it. So we'll see. That's just my prediction if I had one. We're going to just kind of fly to the tag team division just because there really isn't too much of a tag team division. We all think that I know you probably do too. OTM, it is their turn. I do not want to have to go through another Hank and Tank tag team title reign before we get an OTM title reign. Like, cool, if the titles go back to Dark State, fine, but give us OTM. That's my piece on the tag division. That's it.
OTM.
Mm-hmm.
OTM.
Oh.
OTM.
Oh, what you don't say.
OTM.
Yeah, okay. That. All right, moving on. That's it. That's the tag division. Stated tag division. All right, now we're gonna go in. Shoot, I accidentally muted myself. We're gonna go into the men's championship. The speed titles, we're just gonna leave those alone because it's a speed title. Like, no disrespect, I promise you when I say that, but it's like a 5-minute match. You can't really, you can throw anybody in there with them. So that's a hard thing to talk about. So for the men's, we kind of just talked about that a little bit with Mason Rook being around and Tony D. I like Tony D as a champion. I think it is well deserved. It just feels the same as Lolo to me, if that makes sense. Like, it's like something we've all kind of been waiting on to happen, but now that it's happening, we're like, okay, I guess. And I love Tony. Like I said, I love the whole thing. He go crazy when the ponytail come out. I love that. But it just feels so weird. And I think maybe it's because of what we had before. Like with our Trick Williams, with our Stephanie, with our Oba, with Javon, with all of them. I feel like we just got so spoiled the last year and a half to where now with these new faces running the company, it feels weird. But it feels right, but it feels weird. That's my piece.
That's a good way to put it, NaJee. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good way to push it. Like, if I could give a similarity, this reminds me of when Tommaso Ciampa had the championship the second time, maybe second or third time, where it was like old guard, staple staple piece to the core, has the title, but what else?
Yeah.
You know, it's like what else? And again, like you said, like Tony D is good. He's great. But that out-ring chemistry, you know, that charisma. We were so,
Mhm.
like you said, we were so used to the charisma of having a Oba Femi around, a Trick Williams around. We were spoiled. Even Javon, even though he didn't get his hands on an NXT title, him being around those guys and having those matches with them, it was like you
Yeah,
was
elevated.
watching Monday Night Raw on NXT. You was watching
Mhm.
SmackDown on NXT, you know? You had that level of feel to it. Now with it being square one all over again and having Tony as the guy, it's nothing wrong with it. You just want more. You're
Yeah.
looking for more, and you're waiting on who's going to give you that more.
Mhm. Hey man, finger snaps, finger snaps, finger snaps. All right, now we saved the best for last. Well, actually, I'll get to the last one in a second. But now we're gonna talk about the women's championship. We did talk about it a little bit earlier, so it's kind of like the same little refresher if you guys forgot what happened at the beginning. But with Lola Vice, it's almost the same exact definite like thing that you just explained about Tony. She can wrestle her ass off. Obviously, she's very beautiful. Body is crazy. Personality is crazy good too. But when you get on a microphone, if you get her backstage in a promo, it feels something feels off. Some still feels a little off, and I think that's maybe why she was getting this push and getting this opportunity to grow that part of her game by being put in that position. Because you're gonna have to talk more, you're gonna have to do interviews more, you're gonna have to do promos every single week. So maybe that's the method behind the madness: is hey, this is how we get you great. We force you into these situations. So that's that. There's my piece on that.
I think you hit a good point. It feels like to me she comes off as naturally shy. You know, like she comes off as like a naturally shy person, and I could be off on that. I could be projecting, but she seems comfortable talking, but she doesn't seem confident talking. There's a
Mm-hmm.
difference
There we
between
go.
the two, you know? So her being in these opportunities, like you said, it does her good. However, if I was booking NXT at this point in time, I'll tell you this. This may be a hot take. I would take the women's speed champion and switch it with the women's NXT champion right now.
Yes. Yeah.
I
100%.
would do a complete switcheroo. Let Ren work that title. Let
Yep.
her build up that she's good enough in the ring where she could work with anybody.
Yep.
Let her build up that championship. Let her build up her resume, and let it be. It could be a Kaylani coming out of nowhere to take it
Mm-hmm.
from her. It could be her own Rendell partner with her. Get Kendall Gray in there. You know, it's something where you could see the vision of where it's going and you have confidence in where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And with Lola, you just don't know. It's real uncertain. You just don't know.
Very true. You know what I just forgot? I just thought about.
Mm,
Great point on the low, by the way. I didn't mean to cut that off. When we were
mm.
talking about the men's division, this evil motherfucker that just came out of nowhere. What's his name now? Nakura?
Oh, oh,
They
no,
gave him a new name
Naraku,
now. Naraku.
Naraku.
Damn. How you think? How you feeling about Naraku? Because you look happy. You look.
I'm super happy. I followed him from IWGP. Like the best way I explained it was like it's pretty much Japanese Undertaker.
Yeah.
He
Damn.
was pretty much Japanese Undertaker. So now you take a character like that and you bring him to NXT and you let him do what he does best. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem out there.
Oh
I
yeah.
think
Big time.
he's going to be a menace for this men's division.
I can't wait. Do you think he's one that dethrones Tony?
No, no.
I have a feeling that this next person I'm about to ask you a question about might be on your list of people that's going to dethrone Tony. How you feeling about Keanu Carver and what's going
Yeah.
on with that man right now? Because it's money, and they're doing a really good job of not making him another Oba. They're making him Keanu.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I feel like that was the number one thing that they needed to get in people's heads. Like, hey, this is not a Oba 2.0. This is Keanu Carver. And Keanu's another guy who's been here for a while. He just haven't gotten his due where it needed to be to get that push where he should be.
Yeah, because
Now
Keanu and
he's
Oba were both in the same breakout
same
time.
time,
Yep.
same time. So
Damn,
now
that's
that
3
he's
years
got
ago.
the floor to himself, ball out.
Yep.
Ball out, go crazy. And it feels authentic. I don't feel like nobody's writing the script for him. It's all hitting. And for him to cut that promo that he did,
It's really good.
it
You said I'm
perfectly fits
smart
him.
as shit. Y'all don't even know it. Y'all don't even know it. Y'all just think I'm dumb. I love that. That's amazing.
Y'all
That is-
thought I was like the other gimmicky big
no,
no.
I'm
No,
actually smart,
brains.
stupid.
Brains. You heard me? Did you hear me say I went to Temple? Stupid.
Stupid.
Now pick up the camera that I knew was
Yeah, because I
already
know
recording.
you recording the whole time.
I know you was already recording the whole time. Now pick up the camera and let's finish this interview.
That was awesome.
That was
so
great.
Good. So good. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the state of NXT. We got a chance to talk about basically everything and everybody. And if you forgot your word, sorry, we'll talk about you next time. But now we're at the part of the show to where I get to ask my guests 3 questions. The first question is always going to be the same because I love the different answers that I've been getting this season. And the other 2, just for you, bro. All right. First question. What is it that keeps you in love with professional wrestling? Is it the characters, the storylines, the drama, the surprises? Like, what is it that's kept you in love with this sport and this business for as long as you've been in love with it?
Man, it's everything that wrestling gives you. Like for me, I'll tell you this. It's the business of wrestling. Wrestling is a branding company. It's all about your brand, how you want to market yourself, how you want your presentation to be, and then you have a machine to push it out for you. So to be able to start from anywhere low, have a scout look at you, see talent in you, and then work your way up to becoming a Trick Williams, a Oba Femi, a Gunther. I mean, that's always going to be amazing to me. I love every piece of that. I love behind the business talks where you get to hear, oh, I heard rumblings of this. I heard this guy might be doing this. I love all of that. I mean, it's a constant moving cycle going around with wrestling. So that's always going to keep me around. I might follow this till 82.
Right? Hell yeah. And then we'll be WrestleMania 100. Like, yeah. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Question number 2. Since you've been going to NXT for basically 3 years now, a little bit more than that, maybe. What is your favorite interaction that you have had while being in the crowd with a wrestler that's involved in the match, either in the match or outside the ring? What is one of your favorite interactions that you can remember having with somebody? Because I know y'all was giving Ricky hell recently, so I know that was a lot of fun.
Oh man, yo, that's a hard question, NaJee. I'm gonna cop a plea on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna cop a plea. One of my favorite interactions I had was actually your last night. It was your last night before you left, cause it felt like magic. Like it felt like one of those where like you were in a show and you had no idea you was in a show, but the production and everything was
They all
working
knew it.
around you. Everything was working around you, and it was like everybody was working the show on you without you even knowing.
Yeah, I
And the
really
fact
didn't
that you
have
got
that.
to have that interaction with Ricky and everything, and I got to witness it and everything, like it was just cool. And the fact that I know people in the back got to see it, so it was like it was really centered on you, you know?
It was crazy.
So I
I
got a
still
couple
can't believe
plays.
that was a real thing.
It was wild. We had no clue. We just thought like, all right, yeah, you know.
We thought something was going to happen, but we didn't expect that.
Ironically, yeah, you know, we got great seating here. This is gonna be a perfect night.
Man, what a
To
night. Shout out
get
to Christian, shout out to Cam, shout out to the whole NXT,
For
everybody.
sure, everybody, the production crew, everybody that made that happen, Ricky too, man. That was
Like
great.
one of the greatest nights. That was one of, if not the greatest moment of my whole life. That shit was awesome. Crazy.
And
But
I'm glad I
right.
got to share it with you.
Man, thank you. I'm happy you guys got to be there. You were in my elite 8. They told me I got 8 seats. So I said, bet. I know exactly who I'm picking.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
All right.
At number 8 too.
Yeah. All right. So, last question. If you could bring back one superstar to NXT from this last class of Trick Williams, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Jordan Grace, all of shit, Ricky, Ethan, out of all of them, if you could bring back one man, one woman to NXT for one more year, who would you pick?
Javon,
Javon,
Javon, bring your butt back here.
get a
And
damn title.
I don't know if she counts. Let me know if she counts.
Mhm.
Julia.
Yes. I would say she counts.
Julia,
Even though she's been
bring
gone for a
Julia
couple
back.
years, I'll put Julia on that list.
Bring Julia back, man. Like,
She
honestly, gone too soon. She did a lot in the time that she was there, but bring her back, bro. Like,
Yeah, because
I
she didn't
know
get that Stephanie moment.
she
Stephanie,
didn't. And I know she could have gotten it. I know if you keep her there, we would have cherished her the way she was supposed to be cherished. You know, don't
but
just slap the United States title on her, have it on her for over 100 days, give her one title defense, and she loses the match. Come back, come back.
yeah,
Let us show y'all how it's really done. Bring
she
her back.
also shouldn't be losing to Tiffany Stratton.
Oh,
Just throwing that out there. Like, no
well,
offense, Tiffany, but Julia's a
if
lot.
the
Julia's,
people that really know, if you
yeah,
people that really know Julia, no, I
no,
completely
there's
agree
no
with
way.
you.
No way. All right. But yo, thank you so much, Ant, for being here today, dog. I appreciate you. We went a little bit over the normal time episode because it was a little bit, different of an episode. So I appreciate you taking your time, being here, sharing your opinions. This is the part if you would like to share your social medias with everybody. This is your floor.
Don't follow me, actually. Don't follow me on anything. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I go by A Brown 4290 on pretty much mostly everything I got. X, IG, TikTok. So catch me on there. You know, feel free to throw me a message, a shout out, or anything, man. I appreciate everybody. I'm welcoming to everybody, man. My heart's open to all y'all. So feel free, man.
Heck yeah, man. Make sure y'all find him in the crowd every week. Him and Dave Lee will literally give you something to laugh at every single week consistently. I catch them in the funniest moments every single week on
You
TV.
you've got a good gimmick going with that. You got a good gimmick. Every time I get on that bus ride home and I open up and I get a notification by NaJee, I was like, how does he keep
Bro, and I catch
finding
y'all
these?
in the funniest moments. Like the one time that Jada was talking to Blake and Dave Lee was just standing there like, hey, and you was like, sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. I caught it perfect right before the camera cut and everything. But
Oh
yo,
my
thank you
god, bro.
again, bro. I appreciate you. And
Thank
I'll,
you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
yeah, bro.
Appreciate you.
I'll be back
Four
soon.
four seasons, bro. Four
Yeah,
seasons of
4.
this.
I'm almost done with this one. I only got six episodes left this season. We're almost to episode 100 too. That's crazy.
That's
Episode
huge,
100.
bro.
But all right, man.
Huge, man.
Appreciate you, dog. Take care. Have a great
Thank you,
rest of
bro.
your day. Thank you so much, everybody. Say peace out there. Peace. Yo, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my guest, Ant. That was awesome. Great time talking to him. Great time sharing his opinion. Great time talking about the state of NXT. But you guys already know, I will be back next week with another guest, with some more recaps, some more fun things to talk about. Make sure you guys watch Backlash this weekend. Make sure you guys follow the peoples, man. Follow bodyslam.net because that's what this show is a part of. This show is also a part of the Whip Show, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. Y'all know me. I'm your second favorite light skin. See you later, y'all. Catch you next week. Peace.